This conference will now be recorded.
We are discussing power view. In the power view, we are discussing filters. So far, we are done with three classes. In the class one, we have some introduction to power view. In the we discussed about visual interactions also in the class one, and in the class two, we started filters. And in the class three also, we discussed continuation to filters only. Today's class is class number 4 in power view. Today also, we'll discuss class 4. We'll discuss about continuation to filters. First half of today's class, we'll discuss about filters. Second half of today's class, we'll go with other topic, hierarchies and drill down visuals. Let's start. Let's open Power BI Desktop to discuss. Now, so far we understand filtering the data on text column and number column. Today, we will see in the last two classes how to apply the filters on number column and text column we seen. Today we will see applying the filters on what data type column? Date columns. When I apply the filters on date columns, what are the subtypes you will have? What filtering options you will have? We'll see. Right. So to explain the filters, I need to load a couple of tables here. Click on get data, Excel. I'll load some tables. Once you load the tables, then we are good to talk about filters. Right. I want to talk about how to apply the filters on date columns here. So we know that when you are applying the filters on date column, how many subtypes you can find? 5 subtypes you can find. Already we've seen it. What are the 5 subtypes you can find is this 5 subtypes: basic, advanced, top end, relative date, and relative time. Let's quickly understand what is the purpose of each one. So very rarely basic filtering we might use here. Why we will use basic filtering rarely means generally date column will have lot of distinctive values. So I want to create one card visual here. In the card visual, I need to show the sales. When I go to order date, in the order date, I have data starting from 2014 to 2017. Start year is 14 and end year is 2017. 14 to 17. 2014 to 2017, I have the data. That means how many years data we have? 4 years. When I go and take one card visual, when I go and drag the sales here, it will show all 4 year sales. Let's say I want to see one particular date data. Let's say I want to see 16th August 2016 data. I want to see the sales here only for one particular day. In order to, what are the orders that was placed on? There is order date. What are the orders placed on that particular date? And I want to show the sales. I can drag what here? Order date. I want to filter the data at one visual. I need to go with filters on the visual. I need to filter the data on order date column. I can drag the order date. When I go to basic filtering, you will have a lot of distinct values guys here. Lot of distinct values. Why? Because 4 years, 365 days. 4 into 365, approximately around 1500 distinct values will be there. From that distinct values, going and selecting a particular date is not possible. Generally, when you are applying the filter on date column, we don't use basic filtering. The reason is what? More number of distinct values. More number of distinct values. Now, in order to show 16th August 2016 data here, basic filtering will not work. We need to go with what? Advanced filtering. When I go with advanced filtering, you can choose the options here. In the advanced filtering, there are options like is not, is after, like this. For now, I'll just go with is. When I go with is, which date? You need to enter the date. For which date equal to means is. So dd hyphen mm hyphen yy. You can type it here, or else you have a calendar here. Using the calendar, you can choose the date. Using the calendar also, we can choose what? Date. When I click on the calendar button, I can choose the date. When I go and click on this up arrow, it will go 1 month before. When I click on this down arrow, it will go 1 month after. I want to almost go to 2016 year. So when I click on up arrow 1 month going to 2016 August month, it takes a lot of time. So go and click on here one more time. So just click on here. Now if you go and click on up arrow, it will take 1 year before, 1 year before. Now you are in 2023. When I click on it 2022, I want to go to 2020, 2016. Which month? August. What date? 16. And just go and click on apply. So that particular date, what is the sales value you can see? Equal to. So I want to see other than this date, what is the sales value? I want to see all the order date except this date. Except this date means is not. We can go with is not and we can give this particular date. We can apply the filter. It is showing except the this date for all other date. What is the sales value? Like this, mostly we will use advanced filtering only, guys, on the date column. Let's see remaining options also. To discuss remaining options, let's create one visual. You just create the same visual what I am creating here, just to understand the filtering options, not more than that. I'll discuss more about that in the this visual in the coming classes. Whatever I am doing now, you just do it. I'm taking a line chart. In the line chart, I want to show order date wise sales. When I want to show order date wise sales. To show order date wise sales, drag the order date and drag the sales. By default, when you try to now, it is showing year and it is not showing the sales value. It is showing only the years. It's not showing the sales value. How to get the sales values here is you need to go to format. You need to enable the data labels here. So when I drag the order date, it is not showing date wise sales. It is showing what? Year wise sales. Why it is showing year wise sales? You guys will understand. In the next topic, you will understand. When you drag the date column, by default, it will not show date level data. It will show date hierarchy level data. What is this date hierarchy? Even though when you drag date column, why it is showing year wise sales, all that you will understand in the today's class and tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class mostly you will understand. For now, I don't want year wise sales here. Uh, in this visual, I don't want year wise sales. In this visual, I want each individual order date wise sales. Order date wise sales. How to show order date wise sales here is go to the order date column. Instead of date hierarchy, go and choose what? Order date. So by default, when you drag any date column, it will not show individual date wise sales. It will show what? Year wise sales. If you don't want year wise sales, if you want to show each individual date wise sales, you need to go to x axis here. You need to go to order date. In the order date, instead of date hierarchy, you need to choose what? Order date. When I go and choose order date, now it is showing in the x axis order date and in the y axis what? Sales. Previously it shows what here? Year. Now it is showing data. Now, okay, it is showing each date wise sales. 3rd January 2014, what is the sales? And beside that 4th January it will show. But in the x axis, when I look at here, it is not showing the date values. Again, it is showing what here? Yes, even though it is showing date wise data, what is the last date I have is 30th December 2017. What is the sales value you are seeing? So it is showing day wise sales only, but that corresponding dates it is not showing in the x axis. If you want to see the dates in the x axis, in the place of years, in the x axis, I'm planning to see the dates. How can you see that is? Go to the format, go to the x axis, you by head it. How this will work in the coming classes, you will understand. For now, you just by head. Go to the x-axis. In the type, you will have continuous. When you have continuous, it will show like a scale, guys. Scale means multiples of years it is showing. Instead of multiples of years, I want to show every individual date. Instead of continuous, you need to change it to what here? Categorical. When I change it to categorical, now you can see each date and their sales. 3rd January 2014, what is the sales? 4th January, second one is 4th January 2014, what is the sales? Then 5th January 2014, what is the sales? Then 6th January. Each date wise, order date wise, sales you are showing, right? In this visual, by default, it will show all the dates and all the sales, guys. What it will show? All the order dates and all the sales. My requirement is currently it is showing the data starting from 2014. In this visual, client is asking to show data from till 2016 to end. They don't want 2014 data. They don't want to see 2015 data in this visual. They want to see 2016 till end. Till end, whatever the date we have the data, I need to see it. How can you show the data from starting from 2016 here means you need to go and apply the filter at what level now? Order date level. In this visual, we need to apply the filter at order date level. Go to the order date. So can we go and show using basic filtering data starting from 2016 means not possible. Why? Because lot of distinct values. You need to go with which filtering here? Advanced. In the advanced, either you can use is after or either you can use is on or after to show the data starting from 2016 here, starting from 1st January 2016. If you go and select is after, what is the date you need to select here? When I select is after, what is the date I need to select here? 31st December 2015. You want to go and select 31st December 2015. When I go and select 31st December 2015, it will show after 31st. Why it is not after 31st? It is first, right? Why it is not showing first? It is showing from 2nd January. 1st January we don't have the data. 1st January what? No data available. As no data available there, it is not showing 1st January. It is showing from where? 2nd January. Right? You can even go and select instead of is after. Let's say I'm clearing this filter again. I want to show data from again 1st January 2016. To show the data, I can even use not only is after, I can even choose what? Is on or after. Is on or after means I can go to and select which date? 1st January 2016. When I click on apply, it will show starting from 1st January. As we don't have the data for 1st January, it's showing which data? 2nd January data. Okay. So like this, let's say I want to see the end data. Client is telling that starting of the date, whatever the data you have, start date from the date till 31st. They're asking to show 31st December 2015, guys. Starting, whatever the starting date, we have the data, starting of the data till where they want to see the data, 31st December 2015. Now what is the end date you have? If you go and check this visual, what is the end date you have? 31st December 2017. All the data is there. I don't want to see all the data. Now I can go and this time to show data till 31st December 2016, either I can use what? Is before or is on or before. When I go and click on is before, what might be the date I need to give is, I need to go to year called 2017. I need to go to month called January 1st. When I go and select 1st January 2017, before this date means till where it will show? 20 31st December till where? 31st December 2016, guys. So I'll clear the filter one more time here. Click on clear the filter. Now the requirement is I want to show, I want to use is on or before. When I go and choose is on or before, this time you'll go to 2016, you'll go to December where? 31st. When I go and click on apply, even this time it will show the data till where means 31st December 2016, right? Self-explanatory options, guys. Self-explanatory options. So till here we understand. Next one is what? Is blank. Whenever we need to see the blank values, uh, uh, is there any blank dates? When you go to order date, when I click on it, if there is any blank, it will show on the top blank is. Do you have any blank values in the order date column? No. For some reasons, if you have any blank date, for the blank date, if you have any sales value, if you want to see that blank dates, that corresponding sales values, we can go and apply the filtering options called what? Is blank. When I go and click on is blank, we are asking to show order date is blank. I don't have any blank dates. That is the reason visually is not showing the data. Is not blank means it will show all the non-blank values. For some reasons, if you have blank values in the order date column, if you want to filter the data in the blank values are nothing but what values? Null values. You can go and use the two options, guys. Is blank and is not blank. There are sometimes on the order date column also you need to write two filter conditions. Let's take an example. In this visual, I need to show the data from starting from 1st January 2016 to 31st December 2016. In this visual, I need to show the start date. Start date from where? 1st January 2016. End date is what? 31st December 2016. How to show till 31st December 2016 here? 1st Jan 2016 to 31st 2016. How now you need to apply two filters. Again, you need to apply the filter at what level? Order date. First filter condition is what? Again, you need to go to advanced. Which one? Is on or after? Starting date is what? 1st January 2016. 1st January 2016. Under or? I want to write second condition also. Is on or before? Is on or before what date? Same 2016 December 31st. December 31st. Whenever we write two conditions, we need to choose either under logical function or logical function. Now tell me, you need to show the order dates when both the conditions are true, any one condition is true. When both the conditions are true, any one condition is true. I want to show the data here only for 2016 year data. The order date should be must and should greater than 1st January 2016, and must and should it should be less than what? 31st December 2016. Whether both the conditions are true or any one condition is true, I want to show the data.
Both conditions should be true.
Both conditions. When both the conditions are true, when you want to show the data, what you need to use?
Then
And what you need to use here is, and if you go and use or, you'll not get the expected results. You need to choose what? And when I choose and, the start date will be, as you don't have 1st January data, it is showing 2nd January 2016. What might be the end date you will have? 31st December 2016. You need to go with and guys. My requirement is when the order date is satisfying both the conditions, then only I want to show it. Then you need to go and choose what here? And fine. So these are the advanced filtering options you have. Next one is what? Top N. So I'll clear this filter. Let's say my requirement is now, I don't want to see all the dates here. I want to see top 5 days where we have more sales. I want to see only what? Top 5 days. Currently, almost 1500 days data you are showing. That means 4 years data you are showing almost. I don't want to see all this data. I want to see only 5 days data, top 5 days. How can you apply top 5 days? Means go to order date. You can select which filtering this time. Top N, top what? 5 based on what? Sales. When I go and click on apply, in the visual it is showing how many days means only top 5 days. First highest sales you are getting from where? 18th. Second highest sales you are getting from where? 2nd October 2016. Now it is sorting the data in this visual based on the date. If you even want to sort the data based on the sales, you can sort it. How can you change the sort order means? Go to the more options. Sort axis. Currently it is sorting the data based on what? Order date in which order? Ascending order. If you want to show highest sales on the top and the least sales on the bottom, I need to sort the data based on what? Sales. In which order? Descending order. Which date how you need to sort sales based on descending order? Which date you have highest sales, second highest sales, third highest sales, and fifth highest sales. Now I am showing top 5 days based on their sales value. Fine, top and filtering. We even understand top and filtering. What are the next two filters you have? Relative date and relative time. So important. Let's try to understand what is this relative date and relative time. My requirement is every time when my client open this card visual, they want to see today or last 3 days what is the quantity we sold. Last 3 days what is the quantity we sold, we need to see in this card visual. Understand? Every time when your client open this card visual, how many days quantity he want to see? Last 3 days. But that condition should be dynamic, not the static. So today when they open, last 3 days data. Today means 6th of April when they open, last 3 days. What 3 days? Last 3 days means third, fourth, fifth. This 3 days, how much quantity we sold, you need to see here. When I open on 20th, what data I need to see here? 17th, 18th, 19th. The filter condition need to dynamically change based on what? System date. When the filter condition need to change dynamically based on the system date, you need to go and apply the filtering at what level? Relative date and relative time, guys. So this relative date and relative time, whenever filter condition need to change dynamically, whenever filter condition need to change dynamically, whenever filter condition need to change dynamically based on the system date. Based on what? System date. We need to apply filter at you need to apply filter using relative date filtering is using what? Relative date. So relative date here itself they are telling relative date means it will apply the filters based on the system date, relative date based on the system date. So let me show you. I'll take one card visual. Every time when I open this card visual, I need to see last 3 days quantity we sold. Now when I drag the quantity, it is showing the quantity, complete quantity what we have. But based on the order date, in the last 3 days, what are the orders was placed, their quantity I want to see here. Last 3 days, what are the orders was placed? If you want to see the quantity, drag the order date. So can I go and apply the filtering like advanced filtering like start date and end date? 3 days means it is static. So if in order to see this 3 days, I can go and select third, fourth, fifth, right? I can go and select is on or after, starting from third, and is on or before, is on or before. I'll just go and select what here, fifth, third, fourth, fifth, right? When I go and apply this filter, it will also show 3 days data only. Third, starting from third, fourth, fifth. But this filter condition is always static. Do you think that this filter condition will change based on the system date? It will not change. It is static. Why? Because you are asking to start from this date until this date. This is a static condition. But the requirement is not static. It need to dynamically change based on our system date. When the system date changes here, the filter condition need to change here. In that case, you are not supposed to go with where? Advanced filtering. You are supposed to go with what? Relative date filtering. When I go with relative date filtering, there you'll find an option called is in the last, is in this, is in the next. For now, I'll go with what? Is in the last. And you can provide one number here. What is the number I'm planning to provide? 3. You need to choose time period. So in the time period, there are something called days, weeks, calendar weeks, months, calendar months, year, calendar year. I'll talk about them. For now, I want to show last 3 days. So last 3 days from today or from yesterday. So if you want last 3 days from today, you can keep this. If you want last 3 days from yesterday, you can uncheck this. Our requirement is from where? Yesterday. When I go and click on apply, so what are the last 3 days? 3rd April 2023 to what? 5th April. When the system date change, will the condition change or not? 100% it will change. 100%. If you want, you can test it. Go and change your system date and reopen the report. Save the report once. Once after opening, changing the system date, open the report again. It will always write the filter condition based on what? Your system data. So if you select include today, when I select is in the last days, 3 days from today, that means from today last 3 days it will show. From today last 3 days is what? 1, 2, 3. Starting from 4th to where? 6th. From today last 3 days. When I go here, it is showing from where? 4th April to what? 6th April. Previously, when I uncheck this, 3rd April to 5th April. When I keep this from today, last 3 days. When I uncheck this from yesterday, last 3 days. Yes or no? Here also you can see the date range. When I click on the apply filter, here also you can see the date range. 3rd April to 5th April. Right. Like this, you can pass one number. We can choose one time period, guys. Days. Once after the days, next one you have is what? Weeks. So let's say when I pass 1 week, 1 week means last 7 days, guys. So including today, last 1 week. Last 1 week means last 7 days. What is the last 7 days for me? Oh, look at here. Today we are at 6th, guys. From today, when I select is in the 1 week, last 7 days. From where? 31st March. Starting from 31st March to April 6th. 1 week means last 7 days. From today, last 7 days, or from yesterday last 7 days, you can decide. When I go and click on apply, from today last 7 days means I select from today last 7 days. From today last 7 days is today is this. Last 7 days is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from March 31st till April 6th is in the last 1 week. Okay. So instead of 1 week, you have something called what? Calendar week. Generally, calendar week will start on Sunday. It will end on Saturday. Calendar week will start on where? Sunday, and it will end on what? Saturday. What is the current calendar week? 2nd to 8th. This is the current calendar week. What is the next calendar week? 9th to 15th. I said that calendar week will start on what? Sunday. It will end on what? Saturday. Now the requirement is I want to show last one calendar week. Last one calendar week means look at here. Today, this is the current calendar week. Last one calendar week is from which date to which date? 26 to 1. When I go and select is in the last one calendar week, it will show from where? 26 to 1. Week means last 7 days. Last 7 days. From today, it shows last 7 days. Calendar week is different, week is different. When I go and select calendar week here, when I go and click on apply, what is the last calendar week for us? 26th March to 1st April. Here we can clearly see this is the current calendar week dates. This is the previous calendar week dates. Starting from 26th March to 1st April is the last one calendar week. In the same way, last 1 month you have. What is that? Why it is showing blank value here? We don't have the data for the date ranges. That is the reason it is showing blank value. So here, the next one is in the 1 month. 1 month means from today, last 1 month you are telling. From today, last 1 month means 1 day after today's date in the last month. 1 day after today's date. 1 day after today's date is what? 7th. Today is 6th. 1 day after today's day is 7th. In the last month. Last month is what? March. Right? So when I select is in the last 1 month, it will show 1 day after today's date in the last month. But instead of month, 1 day after today's date in the last month, today is 6th April. So 1 day after today's date is 5th. In the last month is March. Starting from 5th, 1 day after today's date. Sorry. After 6th means 1 day after today's date is what? 7th. 7th March. It is showing the data from 7th March. Instead of 1 month, there is an option called what? Calendar month. Is in the last one calendar month. One calendar month means what? Current calendar month is what? April. Last calendar month is what? March. March which year? 2023. When I go and select is in the last one calendar month, it will show last calendar month, guys. When I go and click on calendar month, it is showing starting from 1st March to where? 31st. Let's say is in the last 3 calendar months means March, February, January. It will show every time when I open here, based on our system date, it will show last 3 calendar months data. If you are in August month, what month's data it will show? Let's say you are in August 2023. What 3 months it will show? May, June, July. May, June, July. This 3 months data it will show. Correct. Is in the last 3 calendar months. Last one you have is what? Year. Tell me what might be the date range when I select is in the last 1 year. What might be the date range? When I select is in the last 1 year, what might be the date range, including today? 7th April 2022 till today. 1 day after today's date in the last year. In what? 1 day after today's date in the last year. When I go and select is in the last 1 year, it will show 1 day after today's date. 1 day after today's date is 7th. And the last year means April 2022. Right. So when I go and select is in the last one calendar year, last option is what? Calendar year. When I go and select is in the last one calendar year, what data it will show here? 1st Jan 2022 to 31st December 2022. Current calendar year is 2023. Is in the last one calendar year means 2022. When I go and click on apply, what is the date range you have is 1st January 2022 to 31st December 2022. Right. Why it is not showing the data means we don't have 2022 data. Let's say when I go and give last 6 years, are you seeing some data here? Yes. Last 6 years is starting from 2017 to 2022. is in the last 6 years means it's showing some quantity here, right? This date range is not static, dynamically change based on what? System date, right? Let's say my requirement is whenever I open a card visual, I need to see today what is the quantity we sold. Whenever I open this card visual, I need to see today what is the quantity we sold. In order to see today what is the quantity we sold, today means 6th April. I want to see 6th April data. When I open this on 19th April, I want to see 19th April data. When I open the same report on 25th April, I need to see 25th data. How can we show that data means? Again, you need to filter the data based on order date. Again, you need to go with filtering called what? Relative date. In the relative date, there is something called what? Is in this. When I go and select is in this, there is an option called what? Is in this day. When I go and click on is in this day, what is the today's date? 6th April to 6th April. It will show only today's date data. When I go and select next option is what? Is in this week. Is in this week means what is the current week? Start date and end date. 2nd to 8. 2nd to 8. When I go and select is in this week, what is the start date and end date it is showing is 2nd April to 8th April. I said that this week will start on Sunday 2nd and it ends on what? 8th April. When I go and select is in this month, next one is what? Month. When I go and click on apply, it is showing this month data, April 1st to April 30. April 30, this month. When I go and select this year, what might be the start date and end date? 1st Jan 2023 to 31st December 2023. This year. For some reasons, if you want to show this year, this month, this quarter, or this week, or this day, you can go and use is in this case. Next one you have is what? Is in the next. So for some reasons, if the date column is having future date data, generally order date will not have future date data. Do you think that order date will have future date data? No, never. There are sometimes target date will be there. What is that? Target date. Target date will be what? Future date or not? Targets will be assigned based on future date. Future date. Whenever we have future date data in a column, whenever we need to see some future date data in the visuals, then we need to go with is in the next, guys. There is something called what? We seen is in the last, is in this. There is something called what? Is in the next. Let's say I'm a salesperson. I want to see next 1 month what is my target. What is my target? When I open the report on April month, I want to see May month target. Let's say, or when I open a report on April month, I want to see April month target. So here I want to create two visuals, guys. I'm a salesperson. When I open the visual, I want to see my target for April month here and here for what? May month. In one card visual, I need to see the target for April month. In second card visual, I need to see the target for May month. When I open the report in April, I want to see April here, May month. When I open the report here in the August month, here I want to see August month. Here I want to see what? September month. How to create the two visuals? Take one card visual, drag the sales column. I want to see the target. So this here I want to see this month data. Based on the system date, I want to see this month target. So don't forget about order date. Remember this order date is target date. This is what? Target date. For each date, I have the target here. Treat this as a target date and drag it. If you want to see this month data here, which filtering you need to go with? Relative date, which option? Is in this what? Month. When I go and click on apply, it will try to show what? Current month data. In another visual, I need to see next month data, next month target. How can I show next month target? Take another card visual, drag the sales. How to show next month data here? Again, you drag the target date. Target date is nothing but what? Here for now, order date. As I don't have the target date column, I'm taking the order date. Then what do you need to do here? You need to go and apply the filter relative date. This time you need to choose what? Is in the next what? One, what is that? Calendar months. Next calendar month date, I want it. What you need to choose here? Calendar months. When I click on next calendar month, what is your next calendar month? 1st May to 31st May. Here you will see current month data. Every time when you open this report, you will see current month data here. Every time when you open this report, you will see what? Next month data. This filter condition will change based on what? System date. Right. For some reasons, if your client is asking to show the visuals and apply the filters based on your system date, and if you want to change the filter condition, you need to go with relative date filtering and you need to use the options, guys. We clearly understand is in the next also will have same options. Remember, is in the next will work on what dates? Future dates. Future dates. So after this dates it will work. After this date it will work. When we will use this is very rarely we might use it. Whenever a column have what data? Target data or future date data. For some reasons, if you have future date data, then you can go and use is in the next case. That is relative date filtering. Along with the relative date filtering, one more thing you have is what? Relative time. Relative time also will work on system date and time. Let's say I have a column with date and time, guys. I have a column with what? Date and time. So they are not only storing the date and they're even storing what? Time. I want to see what is the quantity we sold in last 2 hours. What is the quantity sold in last 2 hours? Now the date time is this 7:37. Last 2 hours, how much quantity we sold? I want to see. If you want to see how much quantity we sold in the last 2 hours, drag the quantity column and you need to apply the filter here. Drag date and time column. Make sure you need to have the data type, not only date, time component also should be there. For now, we don't have time component, but just I'm showing it. If you want to show last 2 hours data here, we need to go with which filtering? Related time. You can choose what here? Is in the last. What we need to say? 2. What you can select here? Minutes or hours. Minutes or hours. Very rarely we will use relative time filtering. So first of all, to apply relative time filtering, your column need to have what data? Date and time data. And if you want to see based on our system date and time, if you want to see last 2 hours data or last 3 hours data or last 5 hours, what is the quantity we sold, then we can use what? Relative time filtering. Same kind of options, guys. Is in the last, is in this, is in the next. So very rarely we will use it. So both relative date and relative time will work based on what? System date and time. System date and time. Okay, fine. This is about filter types, guys. We clearly understand filter types. One important point I need to tell you is why we are applying the filters is to hide some data to the clients. Let's say I'm creating this report for my central manager. To whom you are creating the report? Central manager. In the table, how many regions data you have is 4 regions. Even though in the table, when you have 4 regions, when you are creating this report for only central manager, for him you need to show what data? Only central data. Only central data. In order to show only central data, you take one visual, you drag the sales column. By default, it is showing how many region sales? 4 regions. As you are creating this report for central manager, you want to filter the data. What you will do is you'll go and drag region and you'll select what? Central. Okay, you comfortably apply the filter here. Now I'll go and add one border. Now I'll save this report. I'll save this report. I'll publish this report. I'll share this report with my central manager. User 37 is central manager. I shared it. User 37 can see what data? Central data. Why? Because you applied the filters. So why we will use filters is to hide some data to the clients. So filters are used to hide the data to the clients. Filters are used to hide data to the clients. Sometimes our tables will have complete data, but we need to create the report. And in the report, if you are creating for only central manager, you need to show only central data. Tables have 4 regions, but I want to show only one region data, central region data here. Whenever we need to hide some data to the clients, tables will have complete data, but even though they have complete data, I need to hide some data to my clients. For that, I'm using what here? filters. Okay, you applied the filter, you save this report, you created this report to whom? Central report. And I can publish this report to the Power BI service. Click on publish. I'm publishing to one of the workspace called any workspace you select. ABI workspace is there, right? I'm publishing to that workspace. So now I published with which user here? User 35. I'll just log on to user 35 app.powerbi.com. I'll just log in with user 35. We don't have user 35. Click on here. User 35. And then I'll give the password, sign in. Understand here? Now I'll go to the workspace. To which workspace you published it? A- ABI workspace is there. I published it here. Go to the content folder. There is a report called what? Central. So this report is showing what data means? Only central data. Now I'm planning to share this report to one of my client case. How can you share this report is go to the more options, manage permissions, direct access. So currently developer have the access. I need to give the access for user 37. Who is my client now? User 37. I'll uncheck these two check boxes. You even keep it, no problem. So just here, I want to share this report with one of my client called user 37. User 37 is which region manager? Central. To share this, I am going to the three dots. Click on what? Manage permissions, direct access, add user to whom? User 37. I'm just giving access to user 37. Click on what? Grant access. This report was shared with user 37. Where user 37 can check it? Tell me. He need to go and log on to what? app.powerbi.com. We need to log in with which credentials? User 37. Where user 37 can uh, see that? Where user 37 can see that is browse, shared with me. There is a report called what? So I'm what? Client. When I open the report, client is seeing which region data now? Central, right? But he can see whatever the filters we applied here. Whatever the filters, what is the filter we applied here? Region is central. And even he will see what option? Clear, clear filter option. When I go and clear it, what data he is seeing? All four regions. But as a central region manager, is it recommended to see all four regions? No, it's not recommended. It's not recommended. So understand important point. When you apply any filters here, what is the reasons you are applying the filters here is to hide the data to the clients. To hide what? Data to the clients. To hide the data to the clients, we are applying these filters. When you want to hide the data to the clients, you applied the filter. But by default, whatever the filters you applied, client can see it. Whatever the filters we applied, what happens? Client can see it. Even client can change the filter condition. Now they are seeing which region data? Central. If you want, he can go and see which region data? East. When he see east region data, that means he is misusing the data. Others person data he's seeing. So it is not the problem of this client. It is the problem with developer. So what I want to tell here is when you apply the filters, by default, client can see that filters pane and client can see what filters we applied. So when you apply any filters, we are not supposed to show this filters pane to the client. When you show the filters pane to the client, they can what? Clear the filters and they can see other regions data. They can misuse the data. Now what you need to do is in Power BI desktop, when you apply any filters, you need to go and hide the filters pane, guys. So there is filter. This one we call it as what? Filters pane. Beside that, you have what button? Show or hide the filters pane. Currently, it is showing the filters pane. What you need to do? Hide it. What you need to do is hide the filters pane. You need to go and hide the filters pane. Once you hide the filters pane, now save the report. And you make some changes to the report. When you make some changes to the report, you need to do what? Republish. Republish. When I click on publish, to which workspace again? ABI workspace. Click on select. When I click on select, already there is a report with the same name. What you need to do? Replace. Now your client will not see the filters pane. Now you already shared the report to your client, right? The client will not see the filters pane. Why? We hide it. We hide. So here clearly when I go on over here, it is telling show or hide the filters pane from where? Report readers. Report readers are nothing but what? Clients. Clients. If you go to the client now, if I go and open the report, so I'm in user 37, where I can see that report is browse. In the browse where I can see that report, shared with me. What is the report? Central report. When I open it, am I seeing filter span now? No. Now you are seeing which region data? Central. Now user 37 can go and clear the filter means no. Can he change the filter condition means no. Why? Because we hide the filter span. Make sure, don't forget, when you apply any filters here, we always need to do what? Hide the filter span from the report readers. So why we are applying the filters means, they might ask you in the interview, in Power BI you have a concept called filters. Why you will apply the filters there? Filters are used to do what? Hide data to the client. Sometimes your tables will have complete data. So you created one data set. Your client provided data sources, and using the data sources you created a data set. The data set have tables and have 4 regions data. In one of the report 1, I need to show only central data. In the report 2, I need to show only east region data. And the report 3, I need to show some other region data like south or something. Right? Here, when data set contains complete data, in the report when you want to show only one region data or some subset of data, we will apply the filters. To hide some data to our clients, we'll apply these filters. You'll understand more about them in the coming class also. For now, we clearly understand about the filters concept in the last 3 hours, guys. Almost 3 hours we seen. What is the next topic is, once after the filters, hierarchies and drill down visuals, guys. Hierarchies and drill down visuals. Let me tell you what is this hierarchies and drill down visuals here. So today I'll just give some introduction. In the next class, clearly you will understand this topic. Once after the filters, we're going to talk about a topic called what? Hierarchies and drill down visuals. What is this hierarchies? What is this drill down visuals? To understand this, first I'll ask you to create a couple of visuals here. I have an orders table. First visual I want to see is, I want to see category. So to explain this hierarchies and drill down visuals, in the orders table I'll take only 3 columns. What are the 3 columns I'll take is, one is category column, second one is subcategory column, third one is product name column, and fourth one is sales column. So to explain this concept for now, I'll just take, to understand this concept thoroughly, I'll take only 3 columns. First one is what? Category. Second one is what? Subcategory. Third one is what? Product name. I'm just taking 3 columns here. And fourth column is sales. Sales. Using these 4 columns, I'll explain this concept. Tell me, first point I need to tell here is, what is the relationship between these 3 columns I want to tell? What is the relationship is, one category will contains multiple subcategories. One category will contains what? Multiple subcategories. Let me take 3 visuals here. In one table visual, I'm going to drag category. How many categories we are selling? 3 categories. In second visual, I'll take subcategory. We are selling around 17 subcategories. When I drag the subcategory, how many subcategories we are selling is 17. And last visual I'll take is product name. Product name. What we will drag? Product name. Understand? To explain this thoroughly, one category will contains what? Subcategories. Technology contains how many subcategories? When I go and select one subcategory, it will contains what? Products. When I go and click on copiers, copiers contains how many products means around a couple of products, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, some 13 products you have. That means what you need to understand from the data is one category contains what? Multiple subcategories. One subcategory will contains what? Multiple products. This is the parent to the category, subcategory is the child. This is the parent here to the subcategory, child is what? Product. Now you have four columns, guys. What might be the first information your client want to see from these four columns? From these four columns, category column, subcategory column, product name column, sales column. Let's say you join in one company as a Power BI developer. Your client provided this four columns data. And from these four columns, what might be the first information client want to see? Total sales. What might be the first information they want to see is total sales. When I go and take one card visual, when I go and drag the sales column, what is the total sales? 2.3 million. Once they understand 2.3 million, next tell me with these four columns, what might be the next information they want to see? Category wise sales. Next high level is what? Category. They want to see what? Category. They want to understand, okay, 2.3 million is the sales, fine. I want to understand, we are selling three categories in the company. I want to split this sales values into three different sales values. Into what? Three different sales values. They want to see category wise sales. To show category wise sales, for now I'm taking a column chart. Take the column chart, you people also. In the column chart, I need to drag the category and I need to drag the sales. Go and drag the category from here and go and drag what here? Sales. Category wise sales, and go and enable the sales values here. How to get the sales values is go to the format, enable the data labels, and add one border also. Go to the effects, add one visual border. Now tell me guys, which category is doing more sales? Technology. Next one is furniture. Least sales is off. When you sum these three numbers, how much you'll get? 2.3 million. Perfect. You are able to show the complete sales and category wise sales. So once you show category wise sales, create a visual to show with these four columns. First they're asking to show, create a visual to show category wise sales. Next one, subcategory wise sales. Once you show category wise sales, then they will ask you to create a visual to show this time what? Subcategory wise sales. Subcategory wise sales. In order to show subcategory wise sales, let me take same column chart again. I'm taking the same column chart again, and I'll go and drag subcategory column and sales column. I want to format this visual exactly like this. Go and select the format painter, paste it here. How many subcategories you are showing now? 17, and there 17 sales values you are showing. When you sum, which subcategory is doing highest sales? Phones. Second highest sales is chairs. When you sum all the 17 values, how much you will get? 2.3 million. That is what they will ask you to show. Now, with these four columns, once after subcategory wise sales, what might be the next information they'll ask us to show? Before they go to product wise sales, what they will ask you to show is, rather than what? Uh, so rather than going with product wise sales, what they will ask you to show is, rather than understanding all the subcategories how they are performing, they want to be more precise about the technology. They want to more precise about the furniture. So before they go and understand product wise data, you already understand complete sales. You already understand what? Category wise sales. You already understand all the subcategories together how they are performing. But they want to understand each category, subcategories how they are performing. Now all the three categories together, which one is doing highest and which one is doing least, you know. Then you need to understand in the furniture which one is doing highest and which one is doing least. In the technology, which one is doing highest and which one is doing least. Now you are telling phones is doing highest, fastness is doing least. It is for which category? All three. All three. So I want to be more precise about this 0.84 million. I want to be more precise about this technology, how it is getting. The next visual they will ask you to show is, create a visual to show subcategory wise sales where category equal to what? Technology. Then they will ask us to create a visual to show subcategory wise sales where category equal to what? Furniture. Once after this, they'll ask us to create a visual to show for what? Office supplies. Yes, it's a common requirement. Office supplies, how they are doing. Now, tell me, in order to show this data, uh, I want to show subcategory wise sales for category equal to technology. Under technology, how many subcategories are there? 4. Only that 4 I want to show the sales value. How can I show only for that 4 sales value is? Take one visual. I want to show subcategory wise sales. Drag the subcategory column. Drag the sales column. How many subcategories it is showing currently there? Copy format painter, paste it. How many subcategories currently it is showing? All 17. But I don't want to show all 17 here. I want to show only subcategories which are related to category equal to technology. Only 4 I want to show. How to show only that 4? Huh? Filters. We need to do what? Filters. Just I can go and apply filters. So I want to filter the data only in this visual based on which column? Category. And which category? Technology. When I select technology here, in this visual, you are showing subcategory wise sales only for technology. In the technology, which one is doing highest sales? Phones. Which one is doing least sales? Copiers. When you sum these 4 numbers, how much you'll get? 0.84. How you are getting this 0.84? This 0.84 sales. Technology is doing totally 0.84 million sales. That 0.84 million mostly you are getting from where? Phones. Second highest is what? Missions, accessories, and copiers. When you sum these 4 values, you can get this. This is the result you are showing. Subcategory equal to subcategory wise sales for category is what? Technology. Once after this, they're asking to show for what? Furniture. How to show for furniture is, let me quickly create it. Again, you need to take one column chart. Again, you need to drag subcategory and sales. By default, it will show all 17 subcategories. I don't want 17 here. I want to show only furniture. Again, you need to go to filters. You need to filter the data based on what? Category. This time, which category? Furniture. Now, you are showing in furniture which one is doing highest sales, which one is doing least sales. Furnishing. When you sum this 4 values, how much you will get? 0.74 million. Now my client want to understand about 0.72 million. They want to understand more about what now? Office supplies. How to show for office supplies? Go and take another column chart again. And I'm taking one column chart again. What this time? Subcategory wise sales again. And copy the format painter. Again, it is showing all the 17 subcategories and sales. I don't want to show all the 17 subcategories here. I want to show only for what? Office supplies. Under office supplies, how many subcategories you have? 9. I want to show only that 9. How can we show that is? We need to apply what again? Filters. This time, which filters? Office supplies. Now you are seeing only office supplies. In office supplies, which one is doing highest sales means? Storage. Which one is doing least sales means? When you sum this, you'll get 0.72 million. How much you'll get? Office supplies is totally doing how much? 0.72. Okay. Now tell me, once they understand completely about category wise, subcategory wise, they understand all subcategories together how they are doing. They understand in technology each subcategory how it is doing. In the furniture, each subcategory how it is doing, they understand. The next information they will ask you is create a visual to show what? Product name wise sales. Product name wise sales. Right. They want to see. So they completely understand about category. They completely understand about subcategory. Next, they will go to where? Product. So in order to show product name wise sales, I can take one visual. I can take one visual. I'll go and drag the product name. Which column? Product name. I'll go and drag what? Sales column. So copy format painter, paste it here. Now you drag the product name and you drag the sales. Now it is showing all the products what we are selling and their sales value. Guess when you sum all this sales value, what might be the amount you will get? 2.3 million. Why? Because you are showing all products, all sales. When you sum this, you will get what? 2.3 million. Now tell me, what might be the next information they will expect to see here? Now, when they go and see at all product products and sales, they might not understand the data in a clear way. What they might need to understand now is uh, each subcategory for each subcategory they want to show product wise sales. Now copiers is giving how much sales totally? 0.15 million. Under copiers, how many products you have? If you remember, copiers, how many products you have? 13. When I go and click on copiers, how many products you have? 13. All copiers is doing how much sales? 0.15 million sales. I want to understand how this 0.15 million sales we are getting from each product. Now you are showing all product wise sales here. Once you show product wise sales, they want to be more specific this time. Create a visual to show product wise sales where what this time? Subcategory equal to first each subcategory like copiers. Once after the copiers, they might ask us to show for phones. Like this you have lot of different 17 different subcategories like chairs. I need to create like this. How many visuals means create a visual to show product name by sales for 17 different for 17 different subcategories. 17 different subcategories. Subcategories. For 17 different subcategories, how many visuals you need to create? 17 different visuals I need to create, guys. Just to understand this three columns data, category, subcategory, product name. See here, this set of visuals is 17 visuals. So for you need to show product name by sales for 17 different subcategories, 17 visuals, and this is 18th visual, three more visuals, 18 plus 3, 21, 22, 23. How many visuals you created here is to just understand category, subcategory, product name data completely. We need to create how many visuals? 23 visuals, guys. 23 visuals. So instead of going and creating 23 visuals, to create 23 visuals, developer want to spend lot of time. Developer want to spend what? Lot of time. Not only developer want to spend lot of time, even client need to see this information. He need to go to 23 visuals and he need to understand the information. Going to 23 visuals and understanding the information is a time taking process. So instead of going and creating 23 visuals, if you can create one drill down visual, you can show all this information in one visual itself, guys. Understand? Let me write here. So to perform analysis on category, subcategory, product name, now I created 23 visuals. Instead of creating 23 visuals, instead of creating 23 visuals, if we can create, if we can create one drill down visual, one drill down visual, we can perform, all the above analysis. In one visual itself. In one visual itself. The drill down visuals are powerful, guys. How they are powerful? Whatever the information you are showing in 23 visuals, you can show it in where? One visual itself. So tomorrow I'll show you, you created 23 different visuals to perform analysis here. You don't need to create the 23 visuals. See here, I want to show product name by sales only for copiers. How to show product name by sales for only copiers? Take one visual, drag the product name, drag the sales, but I want to show only products related to copiers. How can you show only products related to copiers? Now hundreds of products you are showing. Their products are for all the 17 subcategories. I don't want to see for all 17 subcategories. I want to see for only one subcategory. That is copiers. You need to apply filter at what level now? Subcategory equal to what? Copiers. Now you are seeing how many subcategories you are showing product name by sales for what? Subcategory equal to copiers. How many products you will have is 13. When you sum this sales values, what might be the number you will get? 0.15 million. This is the copier sales. That copier sales, most of the sales you are getting from Canon copiers, and the lease sales you are getting from something like this. You can see it, right? Fine. So in tomorrow's class, what I'll show you is, instead of creating this 23 visuals, if you can create one drill down visual, you can see all this data in one visual. To create a drill down visual, we need to create a hierarchy. All this you will understand in tomorrow's class. For now, I want to reuse this report tomorrow. I develop one report. Today I am done with some 50% of work. Another 50% of work tomorrow I want to do it. Tomorrow when I come back, I need to open it, I need to do it again. I don't want to do repeat it all this again tomorrow. I need to save it. What you can do is, on the top you have something called what? Save the report. And so I'll just give you a different name. Already the report was saved with name called what? Central report. This time I'll go to file, save as. I'll give another name here in desktop instead of central report. So we're talking about a concept called hierarchies and what? Drill down visuals. I'll give the report name called hierarchies and drill down visuals. I'm saving it in the desktop. Tomorrow when I come back, I don't want to go and do anything here. There is a report here. When I double click on it, this report will open and I can start working on this in tomorrow's class. Wherever I stop today, I can start working on it. So tomorrow completely we will talk about a topic called, in completely tomorrow's class, I'll talk about only one topic, that is what? Hierarchies and drill down. Today I just given an idea why hierarchies and drill down visuals are required. Why they are required is, there are some times where we need to create a lot of visuals to perform analysis. So for developers it takes time, and for clients to look at the information, he need to go and look at the information in lot of visuals. To avoid that, if you can create drill down visual, everything they can see in one place. Tomorrow you'll get clear idea about this drill down visuals, right? Let's go with some questions now.